Hello, Nithyanandam YouTube. Kodandi here. I have got a story to tell. So back in Navratri, I went out to visit a Rajarajeshwari temple about 3 hours south of here. And I apparently made such an impression on the old Swami that lives there that he called me for help. He needed to go to India. He needed someone to maintain the temple there because the deities have prana pratishta, which means that an enlightened master has called the deities into the stone, and so they are living beings and they need daily maintenance. They need, specific rituals done and food offerings and things like that, right? So he needed someone to maintain the temple, to at least do kind of the bare minimum rituals. And he called me. And I'm like, okay, I can go stay at a Rajarajeshwari temple. Rajarajeshwari is a very, very powerful goddess. And you don't see Rajarajeshwari temples very often, so the fact that there's one sort of nearby and that I'm being asked to go and do rituals there was like, when does this kind of opportunity ever come up? Never. So I said, yeah, sure, fine, whatever. Just let me know when. And I told him the dates that I was available because, I'm taking care of someone's pets right now, and they're kind of high maintenance. It's, elderly dogs and cats, so I need to be here to be with them. I can't just take them with me or leave them alone or anything like that. He, got his plane tickets when he got his plane tickets, and he called me up the night before. Or actually, no, he called me on his way to the airport. He's like, oh, I'm going now. And, I've made some arrangements with some other people, but y'all gotta, get it done. And so I'm like, okay. And I talked with the other people and said, this is my schedule. This is what I can do. There's a reasonable sized community that belongs to this temple, or that the temple belongs to, that follow the guru that built this temple. But, they're all tech people in San Jose, and they have jobs and families and stuff like that. So they can't go out and spend all their time way outside, middle of nowhere at this temple to do the rituals. But we found one guy that agreed to go out and do it, but he had all these excuses, and I'm talking with this guy, and I'm like, just go do it, and he didn't. He didn't. So the first day that the old Swami was gone, the guy that was supposed to take responsibility to go out and do the rituals didn't go do it. So the old Swami, as soon as he landed in India and found out that the rituals had not been done, he was still in a taxi from the airport, he calls me up and he's like, you gotta go do this. You gotta figure it out. You gotta go out there. And I'm like, okay, I've got to figure this out. I've got to go out there, right? This is a huge responsibility. Having deities with prana pratishta, and they're the beautiful, these black granite carved deities. They're powerful, living beings. Someone needs to be there to maintain them. It's an incredible responsibility. And I thought, okay, how do I get out there? How do I drive 3 hours there, do a ritual, and drive 3 hours back and manage to take care of these animals who are on a schedule, and you can't leave them alone for more than 4 hours, really. And so what I decided, the most efficient thing to do, was to leave Oakland at midnight, drive out, do the first morning ritual at 3, 4 a.m., and then drive back. And so that way I'm missing commute traffic. The animals are all normally sleeping, so, it's between their meal times. The dog usually doesn't need to get up and go out in the middle of the night. And so that's what I did last night. I drove, and yes, it is way out. It is ranch land out south in the middle of nowhere, almost to the Pinnacles National Park. It's definitely far out there, and it's dark. Yeah, it's totally dark, and I'm sure there's coyotes and whatever, but, like, for me, it's a non-issue. Like, I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of coyotes. I go camping a lot. I'm out in the wilderness a lot. It doesn't bother me. And so as soon as I said that I would drive and go out there in the middle of the night, he's like volunteering to go with me. So I'm like, fine, whatever. This guy, he's been involved with this temple for longer. He knows how they like the rituals done. I go and see him do the rituals so I know what to do when I'm there on my own. So that's what we did. So he drove. It ended up being only about 2 hours each direction without traffic. But still, instead of sleeping last night, I drove out to do this ritual. It's 120 miles out there. Did the morning ritual for the deities, and then drove back. And I got back here at like 6:30 a.m. And, took the dog out, fed the cats, went to bed. This is such an interesting and powerful opportunity for me to take responsibility. That even though this temple does not belong to my guru, this temple belongs to a different group, a different sangha, a different guru, different everything, that I was given this opportunity to maintain a temple. And I think that my guru would be very disappointed in me if I did not step up and take responsibility and get it done. Even though it's not his temple, even though it's, not his sangha, that if I did not take responsibility when given the opportunity, especially to maintain a temple. I mean, my guru, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, he's really into temples. He's really into temples. He's definitely into, all the goddess temples. And so if he found out that someone asked me to take responsibility for this temple and I made some stupid excuse like, oh, it's too far, gas is expensive, I don't want to be in the dark, it's cold, blah, those are stupid excuses, and there's no reason why I can't just, not sleep and go drive and do the thing and then come back and sleep, right? There's no good excuse. And so I did it. And I am glad that I did. I don't have to go back down there until Sunday, and then I'll stay down there until the old Swami gets back and take care of everything next week when people are working and can't get down there. You just take responsibility and you inventory your excuses. Don't let those excuses hold you back. I mean, unless you really want to hold yourself back, if you really want to stay small, if you really want to stay in your little box, then go right ahead, but you don't have to. When excuses come up like it's far, it's dark, it's night, it's tired, I have to feed the dog, it's cold, you challenge these excuses as they come up. You challenge them and you're like, okay, well, it's cold. I'll wear an extra layer. It's dark. I have a flashlight. I need to feed the dog. I time it so that I get back before the dog wants to be fed. It's something that I learned at the Adinam, that I learned from my guru, that has been so important in my life, so important in my success, to really very seriously examine the excuses that we're making for ourselves. And especially when it comes to maintaining temples, especially. There was a time when I was at the Bangalore Adinam where I was up every morning to do the first morning ritual, which I had to be out there before 4 a.m. to, get things set up. And there was me and one other woman who would get up and go out. But usually I was the first one out there. I was the first one out there. I'd have to sit and wait. They would bring milk from the gosha, and then I'd have to, get the puja tools and things set up. And no one else would get up that early. But these rituals have to be done. Hindu temples are like that. Hindu temples, the deities in Hindu temples are not just statues, they're not just pictures, they are living beings that need the rituals that we do, that need the food offerings, that need the various things, that they need these things to happen in order for them to remain energized deities. I had to just do it. I had to just get up. I had to just take responsibility and just get it done. I have a lot of gratitude that my guru put me in a position where I was able to learn that, to take that responsibility, to get up early and get out and do rituals at the temple, because now I can use what I've learned to help out this other temple, this other sangha, this other guru, to make sure that their deities are maintained. I really think that my guru would be proud of me for doing that. So this is going to be fun. I'll be filming a little bit out at this temple when I get out there. That's my next destination, my next destiny. So, okay. Nithyanandam.